Good morning. Welcome back to Southwest Florida. My name is Laura. Today is Monday. I start work later towards afternoon. I got a couple hours. And this morning I need to run to Target. As I mentioned previously in my other videos, I have recently moved from Arizona to Southwest Florida. I did that right before New Year's, and I got rid of everything except for what would actually fit into my Jeep. And I did have like a little roof carrier, and I packed well, but something that did not make a trip was an old iron. And there's not many things that I really need to iron or do things to, but there's a couple, and I have a couple items that could use a little iron or a little steamer or something. But I'm gonna go check out Target and see what I can find. And if it's kind of maybe I'll order something online. But I'm wanting to do that, and then I need to do some food prep for dinner later. I try to get as much in the morning as I can. That way it's ready to eat at dinner since I work late. And I had this amazing pizza this weekend, but there's only so much pizza I can physically take in. Like, it is just the bread, the cheese, I don't know exactly, but I just bloat everything. I don't know. I can't do it. I remember family members saying that about pizza and cheeses and different things, and I am there. So I will only eat it. I did a couple nights. That's good. And so I packed that up in the freezer. I'm getting ready to try something new though. Was laughing, did mention I went to Costco and I thought I was grabbing salmon, but your girl didn't have her readers on, and it was Steelhead, which was still like, it was a red meat, and it looks very similar to salmon. I think it's related to like a rainbow trout. I'm still not that sure. But that is going to be what I'm going to make. And I'm making it the way that I make salmon for myself. And this is not everybody's cup of tea. I realize that. I like a lot of Mediterranean type food. And so I like salmon with like pesto, garlic pesto, some extra thyme, and I think it's good. That is not for everyone though. And that is okay, because there's been times where it's like, well, here's something for you. You go have fun with that, and I'm going to eat this. I'm going to enjoy this. It's one of my favorite meals. But I'm going to do that recipe on the steelfish because it does look very similar. So good to see how that goes. To start off, though, let's do this. Today is Monday, April 6th. And this will show tomorrow, but I'm going to read today's verse because it's for me too. And Galatians 3:11. Now that no man is justified by the law before God is evident, for the righteous will live by faith. Jesus plus nothing. Okay. We are made for good works. We are not justified by them. All right. So, on to Target. I'm here, not sure where I'm gonna find it at. You know how it is when you move, and well, they're sort of all the same, but at the same point, you know, you don't cut your, oh, I know exactly where to go. So I don't know exactly where to go. If I was an iron. And how often do you buy an iron? I was an iron, where would I be? Some fans, clocks, thingamabobs, clearance stuff. Well, this is what happens. I look coming for an iron, found clearance. They had elderberries on a good sale. And it doesn't expire until like 2027, so okay. Give me with the vitamins. I have no idea where to find an iron. It did it to me again. But we're walking past that one. Okay. Oh my gosh. All kinds of goodies. But I don't need none of that. Just because it was elderberry. Okay. Well. I think I gotta look somewhere else. I'm gonna have to find this iron. Some nice man answered me and told me he knew exactly where to look for the irons. And so, they have a lot. And boards. I'm gonna get to looking in these now, see what I can find out. Well, I picked out a little iron and a little board. I just don't iron much. I just don't. I don't wear super ironed clothes. And you could really spend a lot of money just to iron. Look at these prices. That sure looks nice, but I'm just not doing that. And then I looked over here. See, I got this little one. I'm like, that'll work. I'll make that work. That's $20. This is Target. You know, $65 for an ironing board. When that happen? I know prices are going up, but $65 for an ironing board. I like Target, like the same. I'm going with what I got. Okay, I'm out of here. Okay, so I still feel like I am digesting the $65 ironing board. Like, I'm just thinking, this is not no fancy ironing board. This ain't no like wang or like something. This is, I got a chore to do. It's not saving me work kind of thing. Like, like you can go get a vacuum cleaner that turns into a shop vac, does this, does that, has your little cat fur thingy, all these things that are nice. This is just like an ironing board. It didn't even come with like cute little flowers on the thing or anything. It was just like gray and moody. Because you paid $65 for this ironing board. I don't know. I'm like shocked. I'm just like, okay, I should go get something just to iron. It's just a couple things, most of my stuff doesn't really need it. It just doesn't. And I work at home and I'm pretty casual, and it's just a few things, like, maybe something with linen or something, just like real soft, like, and I'm done. And you want me to pay how much to do all that? No. So, got out there. I just got the small one. I'm like, that will work. Whatever they want, I'm going to just be like, your countertop, it's fine. Whatever this is, I'm going to make it work. I'm just not paying this much for like a bring it out once in a blue moon to iron something. I could just think of other things to do. And then, speaking of that, I do got some time off coming in next month. So I am trying to plan, not into great detail, but starting to just do like what it is I want to do for that week, some places I want to go. I am kind of thinking about Tarpon Springs, but for one day, and but who knows? I'll take you guys with me, whatever happens. And but for now, I need to get myself back home. It is getting later. I do want to try to get a head start on dinner. It's not like it's an overcomplicated thing to make. So I got a couple potatoes. I'm thinking I'll make it 3 nights. That'll spread out for an extra night. Just a couple. I've got Brussels sprouts. And then that steelhead fish I mentioned. So see how that is. But I'm going to just try to prep all that, try to get ready for the work day, get started on that. And thinking a lot about pivoting. So life has you pivot a lot of times. And sometimes you feel like you get stuck and you're just in the same spot for the longest time. I felt that way in Illinois a lot. I was there a long time. And but I've had so many pivots recently, and just feeling like there might be another pivot. And there is with this channel. So that's some kind of a pivot for me. So I'm trying to embrace that and just do well with things. And I think it's going well. I am trying to guard my heart, my peace these days. I think when you get older, you start to think about those things, like who you give access to your time. Is it good for your life? Just the same as that $65 ironing board. Are you good for me? I don't think so. So, you learn to back away from some things. And some people and just different things. And I'm trying to look forward to even more peaceful time, like a time of slowing down. And I don't know tomorrow, only the Lord does. And so those are my goals. It's like a slowdown, it's peace, love, the Lord over everything. It's friendships, relationships, anything like that. We're put in this world, but I really would like to be close to someone who has a heart for the Lord. And extremely important. And that's kind of just where I'm at. I want to keep thinking about where I want things to go, and just try to be intentional in that, even though got a green light and everybody's stopping, so stopping here. And just keep striving for that. I want to grow in what I'm doing here, and sharing my life, and build a community or friendships there. Testimony for all the Lord has done for me, which is a bigger list than I could ever write now. And I would like to know, if anybody watches this, if you want to leave a comment, what are the things that if you're later in life or if you're younger, do you think about those things? Because it just seems I see a lot of people doing that, and a lot of people on YouTube too getting on and expressing, like when you're younger, you're thinking about the numbers, the later in life just doesn't, it's coming, but you don't really register it. And the things that you thought were important aren't. And you start just redirecting yourself. And I think that's what all of, things are about, just what you stop and thinking about. And listen to some people that maybe don't have children, and they're wondering who are they going to leave things to. And then others have broken families. I know my family is suffered some breakage and disconnect, but I still plan these things out and pray for my sons and things like this, and or at least plan out. It's not like I have I've got this estate. I have to just leave everybody, but you just start to think about those things, and it can stir up a lot, and I have to learn to start dealing with those thoughts and things like that, and growing, but also trying to embrace certain things. So, I find myself doing that. There'll be things like I just don't like, and then I'll be like, well, it's okay. It's okay. I'm okay with my neck looking like an older person now. I'm okay with the neck. I've learned to accept my neck. Okay, Lord, I'm accepting my neck. I'm working on other things. But at this point in time, when I see my neck and go, well, you aren't in your 20s anymore, I'm like, oh, that's cute. That's your old fart neck. And I'm growing from there. That's the best I got right now. Not really, but just building upon it and learning to accept different things, and even trying to find the humor in it. And so much more to look forward to, thanks to the Lord. So it's a rambling of thoughts that all somehow connected to an ironing board. And this is the mystery of my mind. Okay, so work at home issues. You come home from Target dealing with life's little things. It's the $65 ironing board. Gotta pass that. Get home. And internet outage. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this, do that, and then the internet goes out. I already reported it, and I'm in a rental community, so I'm not a homeowner, renter, and this doesn't make sense for me to even think about that, really, as my life is right now anyway. So I am unashamed of that. I know some people have a cow, but I'm a renter, and that's worked out good because I've pivoted so much recently. But either way, so the community here, rental homes, that's essentially what it is, like a neighborhood. It's the whole thing. So I don't know. I just jumped on it, went right to report it. And I'm trying to hurry along because I would be. Yeah. Still is. And I just got the notice from the community, so I think I beat them to it. I was like, we're reporting this, and we need to get it fixed. Real life issues, especially when you work at home. I think I'm a what do they call it? Hot shot? Is that what they call it? Hot shot it from the phone to my laptop, at least get on there minimally. And just let everybody know. They're usually not too long, but I usually start my day early. And that's not happening, so I don't like the idea of stuff piling up. But I did get a head start on this steelhead fish that is, I described before. It's got garlic. You can do pesto, and then I put some thyme on there, and it's basically herb crusted steelhead. Or this is the first time with steelhead. Usually it's herb crusted salmon, and you don't have to use pesto, but I'm using pesto. Costco does have a good pesto. It's a big jar. It's how I roll. I use some of it and I freeze it and kind of just go at what I need, because I don't need a big old jar of pesto all at once. So I put it in like a little baggie, and when I need some, I get it to just where I can spoon what I need out, whether that's to go on fish or if I'm doing a pasta, whatever it is. I just use a little at a time, and that works for me. And I'm doing that now. I have had and love, because I've rented. Well, even in my marriage, it's not my, favorite thing, but like, that was like 15 or 16 years, whatever it was. We were not homeowners, and that turned out to be a good thing. So you know what? The Lord's working something there. I'm just not meant to at this stage in life, and we're only here temporary, so I'm not getting into it. I'm not gonna worry about it. It's just not now. And it was a good thing it wasn't then either, for sure. But either which way, so patio gardens. I would always like to have like a patio garden on my own. I would basil, rosemary, thyme, all these things, get a couple flowers going. I've never had a ton of flowers, so it's something I like to tinker with. And I had a patio garden in Arizona. I had one too, and so I would grow basil and then harvest the basil, and I would make basil oil instead of pesto, because I knew primarily I'm using it for the seafood. And so I put garlic in there, pretty much everything, just not maybe the pine nuts. And of course there's alternates for that too, but I'm not trying to make it like a pesto. It was just like the basil, oil, garlic, and that's what I'm gonna put over my seafood. So because I do not have that now, and I'm not brushing that because there's just a lot I've had to do with this move, So I'm just trying to let that go. Every once in a while I'll see a plant and I'll be like, oh, I really want to get it, but just focus. That's not what I'm doing right now. And Miss Malkaya, she's sniffing at it. But I was going to show you this. So it's with the pesto, but pesto does work. But if you do grow basil, just make the basil oil. That works. And I would recommend like pine nuts at Costco. It is a good deal. Get a lot if you were going to make pesto. But that's it. That's it. And I'm going to let those sit like that. I'm going to just bake potatoes. I got some green onion to top up and have that on the potatoes. And then I have Brussels sprouts. And what I do with that is just, cut them in half. I like those roasted. So they'll end up, everything will be in the oven. Potatoes in the oven, get a head start on there. Then throw in the Brussels sprouts. I love those. And then the steelhead. I keep wanting to call it salmon. The steelhead, and throwing that in there. And it'll be good, I'm sure. I don't see me not liking it. But that's where I'm at, and getting this internet back on. that's it. I've got everything pulled out. I'll let everybody know what I think of that steelhead. It looks good though. And this will do it for today's vlog. I will see everyone on the next one. Bye.